Hello and welcome back to Series 2 of Big Finish Fridays. Today we'll be looking at the second story in the Only the Good collection, being The Good Master. So let's begin. We begin in the cockpit of a medical ship going to the planet of Arcking. They communicate with the Arcking station until they're told that several ships are following their flight path. They open a communication channel to see these unknown ships and immediately get a response. It's the Daleks. Captain Galving attempts to reason with the Daleks, saying that they're only a medical transport and of no use or threat to them, but the Dalek cuts him off, scanning their ship for life signs, and ends the conversation with one word: exterminate. The co-pilot Cole Jarnish frantically tries to contact the station as he crashes into the planet below. The Arcing station picks up his signal, and Major Desra sends out a rescue team. We cut to the Daleks, who've also picked up her message, and scan the planet below for Time Lord activity. More specifically, the activity of our good friend, the Master. Then we go back to the hospital on Arcing and find that the Master is posing as a doctor, giving his knowledge and expertise to his student, Phyla. They are called to the hangar bay with Cole's ship inside. Major Desra tells them that there are 17 casualties and only a few potential survivors, one of which dies in Phyla's care, something the Master reassures her about. A transmission comes in. The Daleks have arrived and are scanning the planet. Major Desra speaks up and tells them that the Master isn't there, but they aren't having it, giving them 1 day to give him up, or they'll be completely and totally destroyed. After hearing all of this, the Master chuckles, knowing that the planet is protected by some unknown force, a force that the Daleks learn about the hard way. All their weapons are rendered ineffective, and they try to think of another way to kill the Master. We go back to said Master, who has just met up with Cole Jarnish, who's still alive. In fact, the only one alive. They get chatting and the Master consoles him, prompting Cole to ask him why he's there. The Master explains that he wanted to make a difference. Apparently on Arcing, time moves differently, but no doubt connected to the weapons not being functional. The Master leaves and the Daleks pick up a TARDIS signature, dispatching drones to intercept it. The Master goes outside for a bit of thinking until Phyla contacts him, asking him back since she's worried. He goes back inside and tries to narrow down the location of the mysterious source. He goes back to his office then, and the Major enters, berating him for using a gravity suit and going outside. Then she asks him for advice on the Master situation, saying that they need to find him, but he reasons with her, telling her about how the planet is protected by something, an ancient force maintaining a state of grace around the whole planet. Nobody can die unless it's their time. As a test to this theory, the Master may have injected a lethal dose of drugs in many of his patients, and not one of them may have died. Purely hypothetical, of course. But then their conversation is cut off by the computer. Apparently 3 Dalek scouts have breached the perimeter and are trying to find a way in. Their weapons are still ineffective, so they think of another strategy, one very self-destructive. We go back to the Master, who's now confessing to the Major that he might not actually be a doctor, but a Time Lord looking for the force protecting the planet. Apparently the source of the power is close by, so he manipulates her into helping him, something that doesn't initially work until he reveals that he's the Master. Of course she doesn't believe him, until he opens the airlock and goes outside, asking the Daleks if they know who he is. They confirm his identity and threaten to exterminate him, as the door is sealed, leaving them outside. So that's the first half of the story. In this one it's quite like the last. The Master pretending to be the Doctor to escape the Daleks. The difference here is that Cole Jarnish shows up. Before we had the character of Osen, who like Phyla could be a companion of the Master, but would never compromise their morals to do so. But Cole Jarnish, on the other hand, doesn't know of the Master's evil, so goes with them anyway. Overall, it's a great addition to the Only the Good, and introduces my favourite companion being Cole Jarnish. Jacoby yet again steals the show and commands every scene he's in, showing yet again that he is the perfect Master. But anyway, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video as much as I did making it, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to my YouTube channel down below. I'll leave any links in the description and cannot wait for next week's, as it's a personal favourite of mine. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching.